ideas off each other, man.
Well, I'm sure you'll be bringing us that content, and we'll be in the building. You know what I mean? Acting the damn fool. Welcome, everyone, to On the Block with Jen. I am YouTubing your favorite devil's advocate. And yes, a habitual line stepper. If y'all heard about me in the YouTube streets, it's all true. All right. You can reach me on the block with Jen on all social media platforms. Also on the block with Jen at Gmail for a business for me or my crew. Okay. Although they will let you know where you can reach them directly. I want to give a big special shout out to a Cash App that I got when I wasn't on air. Much love. Thank you for that. Again, I do not shout you guys out unless you ask me to. Be more than happy to shout you out, but Cash App is if you want to be discreet and support the show behind the scenes. Okay, so I appreciate you. I got it. I sent you the heart back to the lady and the gentleman. Okay, the women be coming through, man. I can't even lie. The women be coming through supporting the show, and I appreciate you because you guys don't come through a lot, but you do watch and you appreciate the content. So thank you for that. Salute to you for that. If you don't care about being discreet, throw us some jazz in a super chat. We'll pull it up here and you can talk shit. Everyone is welcome to cam up. Everyone is welcome to cam up. Just don't act a monkey ass fool. Let's have these conversations. They may get heated. I don't need you to go crying in the car and do a 5-hour reaction video to it though, okay? If you're the type that cries in the car after getting your ass handed to you, don't come on up here. We're a tough crowd. However, we are a fair crowd, okay? And I will stand by that. If you want to come up, you must show your face. If you don't want to show your face, there is a fee. You can hide behind your avatar. That's great. Maybe your hair is not done. Maybe you ain't got the shape up. Cool. But throw something in a super chat. Say, hey, I want to come up. I want to do it behind an avatar. Throw some chips at us. Okay. And we will let you in. That's how it is. We got simple rules here. So simple. With that said, Lily, let's get this party started.
Well, hello, everyone. I am Lily of YB Limited. That's the letter Y, the letter B, the word limited. It is spelled right here on the screen. You can find me here at YouTube as well as Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. I started my career as a makeup artist and then moved on to model and acting, and that's what got me here to the block.
Music producer, musician, and owner of the esteemed penis these trolls can't seem to keep out of their mouths. Mr. Heron DeMarco. You can catch me here as Heron DeMarco on YouTube. You can catch me as Dangerous DeMarco on IG. And you can catch me on Spotify and Apple Music as Heron DeMarco.
Welcome to my world, Heron. They traded my penis for yours. I got tired of them being on mine.
Hey,
are you chafed? Are you chafed?
Yes, yes, Lily. Yes, Lily, I am chafed. I'm glad Heron took over.
And I am the original colonizer here on the block, the multitasker, the moonlighter, Saint, No Saint, No Saint on YouTube, on Instagram, and just No Saint on TikTok.
Welcome, chat. Welcome, panel. Good to see your beautiful faces. Chat, hold us down. I want to remind you guys that Heron DeMarco and No Saint on No Saint's YouTube page, they do their man shit over there without the ladies and without the kiki, right? It's all boys club over there. They did their first show and it was a great turnout. You guys really like being around each other without the ladies involved. Now I'm not gonna be insulted or nothing, okay? But I saw what was happening over there. And I enjoyed it from a distance. Sometimes the guys need a room, and it was a great stream. So look out for the guys to do solo streams and talk about some man shit, okay? So tonight, I was thinking about this. It was brought to me by Heron off of Heron's desk. Before we go there, any fluff, or are we just jumping right into this so we could get on with the evening?
Jump right on into it.
Okay, cool. So this was very interesting. The way oh, my friends with the text messages. All right.
Uh-oh.
What?
No. You're distracted. That's all.
Yeah. Sorry. My bad. I had to respond to that. Sorry. My bad. Okay. So I'm back.
You can't go fishing. Tell them already. Jesus fucking Christ.
What happened? Say again.
No, you can't go fishing. Enough already.
Not fucking going for time. Not going.
I'll go fishing with them.
Right, no Santa go on the date.
Oh, you know what? I have a question, a juicy question for the panel and the chat within that subject, and I want to know, was I right or wrong? Okay, so this will be the fluff.
Okay.
Before we get into the topic that Haram brought from his desk, which is very interesting, it is, are men resorting to social manipulation of women? Like 5 things men do to, what was the title?
Control women?
Hold on, because I
Okay.
moved so fast. Here we go. 5 ways men manipulate women socially. 5 ways men manipulate women socially. That is the topic for tonight. I got 5 things that are really juicy and create a lot of controversy. I didn't tell my panel what the 5 things were because I want it to be fresh. Okay. I didn't want them to prepare. I do have a question. Let's just say, right? And I'm putting myself in the hot seat. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Okay. Let's just say, and my arm will not fall off if I'm wrong. Okay. So let's just say, right, some guy was trying to holler at me for a long, long time. I finally said, okay, cool. He asked me out on a couple dates. I didn't really like the way the dates sounded. I declined. And I just figured, all right, this isn't my type of guy, but he's a really nice guy, nice looking gentleman. Okay. Respectful. Never said anything out of pocket, done anything out of pocket. I discussed him with a female friend, and she was like, that sounds like the kind of guy I like. And I forwarded his information to her. Was I right or wrong?
You were right.
Look, man, if he's not your type, don't string that guy along, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Don't. Because men would rather, I mean, speaking from a man's perspective, was the other option beautiful? I mean, you didn't give his information to, like, you know.
I thought she no, sweet girl.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't even hang with anybody who's not. I thought she was attractive, sweet girl.
Okay.
We got along really, really good. So, you know, so I just like,
look, man, when in doubt, when you're dealing with guys, just say fucking no. A lot of these guys out here right now are, the reason why they're disgruntled is because a lot of them have felt led on when a woman could have just said no. They could have been about their business.
Okay. So, George Cook says, I agree with Haran. Don't string a guy along. Don't send mixed signals. Chat, you can answer this. Please answer this. Also, stringing along. It's funny because I brought this subject up before, and the knee-jerk response I was getting was, oh, you're stringing him along. And I was like, no, I don't do that because I can afford my own meals. Let's start there. Second, I kept declining. So it's not like I was saying, hey, okay, I'll see. Like every time he offered a date, I was like, not into that. Don't want to do that. That's too early. I think stringing along is kind of like, I don't know, maybe. And you don't like a guy. I feel like I gave him a shot and I didn't like what he came back with. So, I declined. What do you say, NoSaint? Was that bad? Am I a bad girl?
Thank you for coming to me, because I totally didn't hear you stringing along in that scenario at all. As a matter of fact, stringing along is like when you're going out with a guy and he's interested because the guy's interested, right? And guys, let's be honest, guys will sit there and keep being persistent, whether you give them the signals or not. They're hoping for hope that, hey, maybe it'll change tonight. Maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe she'll feel sorry for me and sleep with me tonight. Maybe, so it's like stringing along is like you're taking them. Oh yeah, I'll go to the go fishing or go to the movies or something like that. And then, but you're telling him, hey, I see you like a brother. And he still keeps going back and he's interested and you keep on giving him breadcrumbs. What you did to me was absolutely the right thing. You said no. And then guess what? You forwarded his information for someone to take his attention off of you. And maybe, just maybe, who knows? Maybe it's the best relationship he'll ever have. And he'll come back and say, oh man, Jen, remember, thank you very much. You introduced me to, my life partner or whatever, So I absolutely don't think you did anything wrong.
Thank you. But I gotta add, let me add something before Haran bites my head off. Let me add something because NoSaint, you may change your mind. Okay.
Exactly.
So the good thing is that when I described him to her, she loved everything he suggested. She was like, "What? I love outer space, and I would love fishing." And I was like, "Oh my God, well, girl, you know what I mean?" And she jokingly said, "Shit, I'll take him." I said, "I'll pass the info. I don't care." The only thing is, I didn't let him know. I didn't.
So what's that mean though? Is she gonna have to contact him, or you know?
Like I just left. Listen, after I forwarded the information, I was like, whatever happens, happens. I don't know if she's gonna contact him. Right. I don't know if she was only kidding. I don't know. I was just like, not my problem anymore.
NoSaint. She indirectly ghosted him. Do you understand what's happening right now?
But that's ghosting with a replacement.
Yes, it is, because you passed the
but that's not ghosting.
No, she's still taking his call.
That's not ghosting. No, but ghosting. No, wait a minute. I've ghosted people before. That's not ghosting.
I know you have. And trust me. I remember all the shit you told me. Anyway, you know what I'm saying?
I ghosted two motherfuckers, all right?
I also know when you're into a guy. When you're into a guy, a motherfucker barely got a call. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, he ain't have to jump. If he had to jump through so many hoops,
right,
it was a clear indication that you weren't into the dude. And a lot of times, dudes got to read the room, man. You got to read the room, because a lot of times guys are just looking for that yes, because they just want to score and so on. It's like, yo, bro, sometimes you just got to like, well, you know what? This isn't worth all this. Let me just get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
I'm trying to chicks down and
all right, before we pass it to Lily, answering George Cook's question, I didn't go on any dates with him. I didn't go on any dates, George. None. Zero. That's not ghosting. Ghosting is disappearing. Hence the word ghost.
You pass the number off to this woman. You don't even know she's calling, but you're just like, all right, I'm out. It's no longer my problem.
Y'all gonna make me pull up a DM.
Yeah.
Again, y'all gonna pick. Go ahead, continue. Lily wants to say something, but I'm fitting to pull up a DM right now.
I was gonna ask if we could reframe the question, gentlemen, in the chat, not you two, because y'all done already said what y'all believe. Okay, gentlemen in the chat, would you mind if a beautiful woman that you were interested in, that's not interested in you, hands your number off to another beautiful woman? That's another way of reframing the question.
No, that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's like Tehran saying no. I like that's not to me. Listen, if Jen did all the work for me, I'm not gonna meet this girl, this lady, any other way anyway, right? I probably won't meet her at a bar or whatever. And Jen is saying, look, this guy's like this, and she's interested. She just did me a favor, because now I don't have to go to the next person that might be like Jen that's not interested in me. To me, that's a favor.
There you go.
I wish that would have happened.
Okay, let me. I'm gonna give y'all more information. I'm gonna read the fucking DM. Okay. All names will be changed to protect privacy. All names and occupations will be changed to protect privacy. Does this sound like ghosting or stringing you along? Laughing out loud. Look, at this point, you should allow me to take you out. See if I can bring that smile out. Here's my response. Sir. Stressed emoji. Every time I attempt to, you fumble. Does that sound like I'm ghosting, Lily?
No.
Does it sound like I'm stringing along?
No.
You're using that is such a that is such a prosecutor move. No, that's not
a prosecutor. That's actually what happened. That is
I'm not. She has brought evidence to the court. She brought evidence to the court.
No, ladies and gentlemen, the only evidence that she brought to the court is that this man did not realize that essentially he was being told no. He should have just been, basically packed his shit up and left. Now, if he continues to go and move and so on and so forth, if you did what you did and you said, hey, look, player, I tried to, let me be clear, I'm not interested. However, I got a friend of mine that's going to most likely give you a call. She's bad. Here's a photo. Boom. I'm out. You didn't even do that.
George said, Jen, you are sarcastic by nature. How does he know you're for real? Okay, perhaps. So let me read you the next messages. Maybe I am so sarcastic. People don't know. Like, is she kidding? Is she real? Is she kidding? Okay. So he says, look, great sense of humor. Okay. He says, I didn't fumble this last one. You were busy doing your thing, and I was patiently waiting for my rain check. What's on your schedule, though? Do you want to hear my response?
I'm really trying to help this motherfucker out, man.
Do you want to
See,
hear
we
my
know
response?
that's you don't have to translate. A man understands exactly what he's trying to do.
What is he trying to do? What is he trying to do, No Saint? What is he trying to do?
He's trying to get another day with you. He's trying to say, hey, he's not taking the hint that you're really not interested. He's trying to sit there and prolong the inevitable.
You want to hear my response to that verbatim?
Yeah, let's hear
verbatim. And I don't know. You guys let me know, because George Cook, he did bring something to my attention. I am sarcastic. Maybe you can't tell when I'm being serious. Here is my response verbatim. Bro, you go to sleep early. You don't go out weekends. You work long hours and don't put in much effort for Jack unless it's fishing and barbecuing. Am I stringing him along?
Yeah, he just.
Does that sound like I'm leading him on?
No, but you definitely sound like you're more of a girlfriend or a wife telling him that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like that's something that like that sounds like something like, honey, the reason this relationship's not working out is because you're paying attention to fishing all the time and you're hanging out with the boys and you're not putting in time. That's what that sounded like.
Perhaps.
But listen,
like you need to change if you want me. That sounds like yeah.
You know,
true. No, Saint.
You know, crystal clear is not beating around the bush. Crystal clear is like, look, motherfucker, I'm not interested.
Yeah, but I heard that before. But here's the thing: he's not disrespectful. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
There's not a need for me to. There's not a need for me to talk to him like that.
No, we're adults at this point.
Be like, hey, you're a great. No. Put it in a way that you girls like to put it in. You know, when you're letting it go easy. Like, no, look, listen. I'm at a place in my life right now where I just don't know where I'm going. And a nice guy like you, hey,
no, sir.
You'll be great for somebody. So, and matter of fact, I got the somebody for you. Here's the chick.
No, say is that foul on the play?
No, listen. At this point in our lives, and I'm not sure how old this guy
our
is.
age, 48.
So yeah, you got
maybe a couple years younger than me. Maybe.
We don't play those games that we did in our 20s. We're old enough to take the truth. What's that?
He's too old to not be reading the room. You see, like George said, this is simping.
You think he's simping?
This is simping. Yes,
you think it's simping?
Listen,
I don't think it's simping.
When you're trying to get with a woman and she's not picking up the signals, and you got to go extra hard just to let me put a smile on your face, or let me brighten up your day, and blah blah blah. Yo, look, when a chick gets into you like that, you don't gotta say shit like that. She's telling you like, yo, let me know what I've been coming with this block and suck your dick. You know what I mean?
So, but I'll say this: a lot of rom-com movies. And it's happened to us too, okay? Women are kind of like he was a country boy, she was a city girl. and right, the first hour of the film, what do? I don't want you, I don't care, blah, 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 go away, you stink, blah, blah. By the end of the movie, they're fucking getting married.
Yeah.
And I think men do. I don't think it's simping.
We've been programmed since we were kids, ever since Pepe Le Pew, that the girl running away from you just you chase after.
No. That's true.
No.
That's true.
No, wait a minute, sir. Yes and no, but what Pepe did is not simping. We were damn near called assault at a very young age. You know what I'm saying? At a very young age. Okay. You know what I mean? That's a little different. I know what you're trying to say.
I think I'm being
playing hard to get.
I think I'm being clear. And then I don't know, George. George says, Jen, you needed to tell. Hold on. George says, Jen, you needed to tell him. I know you have feelings for me, but I don't feel the same for you. Let me put you in touch with my friend. I think she'll be. See, I don't see. But the thing is that I don't think this man has feelings for me. He's trying to take me out on a date. I don't think he has feelings for me. I don't think he has feelings. I mean, he's a good-looking guy. I guarantee he has a nice load of options.
I say you get chat. I say you get Chat GPT to let him down easy.
You ask Chat
easy.
GPT.
I mean, I'm telling him, you go to sleep or you don't do that. Like, dude. So then he responded. This was the last response, and I didn't respond after this. George Cook says Pepe Le Pew would be canceled today. He actually was canceled. There was an article about the whole. Yeah, Pepe Le Pew actually was. Remember, he was canceled.
LeBron James. He was supposed to be in a LeBron James movie. That Space Jam shit.
Yeah, Pepe Le Pew literally got canceled, unbeknownst to him. So the last thing he sent me was his phone number, which I already had. And he said, some things I enjoy besides fishing and grilling. I love space. And then he sent me a picture of a meteor shower. He's a nice guy. Look, I can't, I said a couple different ways, dude, you ain't it. So.
Well, wait a minute. You guys were texting and he felt the need to text you his number while you were texting?
No, DMing. This was DMing. But I already have his number, and he probably forgot. He probably forgot because he's for the streets, because he's a good looking guy. And he probably forgot, that I have your number, sir. Don't cry for him, Argentina. He's a good looking guy. He works out, ex-Navy, great job, house, cars. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Moving on.
It was indirectly. I'll say it was we'll call it a soft ghost.
It is not a ghost. Did you, Lily? Did you hear my response?
They keep trying to throw that word ghost on you, and I am not going to accept it.
It's a soft one.
It's not.
Renata, we can't accept.
No, I will not accept this.
No, Saint, was that a ghost? Was it ghost adjacent?
No, I don't feel like it was a ghost.
No, Saint. No, Saint.
No, I don't,
no,
because
Saint,
ghost is when like you disappear and you're like, well, what the fuck happened? I can't even. She's not even.
Thank you.
Let's put it this way. No, Saint. Say right in the situation that you just had right now. There's a blackout in the goddamn. You know what I mean? In the firehouse, all kinds of shit. All of a sudden, the phone rings, and you're like, "Hello?" He was like, "Hey, No Saint, how you doing? Such and such gave me your number. Are you interested?" Or so whatever the fuck they're gonna tell you. Like, wouldn't that just catch you off guard? like you have
look,
it's not gonna be a call though. It's gonna be like a DM or something.
It says right here. Okay, I'm pulling up Webster's, not Google. It says ghosting, the practice of suddenly ending all contact with a person without explanation, especially in a romantic relationship.
I heard an explanation.
Did you not hear my explanation?
No explanation was given, and you just.
I heard an explanation. You weren't listening, sir.
You did not. You bounced. You did not explain that another woman was being sent.
Were you not here?
Well,
were you not here? Were you not here the past 15 minutes? I said, you do this. I'm not into that in the third. So legally, technically, I can ghost right now because I left the information.
No, yes. It's not. We're not discussing the grounds in which we're discussing if you ghosted, which you did.
It says here ghosting without explanation. I explained to him why I wasn't interested. He didn't hear that part, guys. He didn't hear that. He didn't hear my explanation. Stop the cat. Stop the cat. The explanation was you go to sleep early. You don't go out weekends. You work long hours and don't put in much effort for Jack unless it's fishing and barbecuing. That's an explanation.
Sounds like a good friend. Yeah, forward me his number.
He's a great guy.
Sounds like a dude I want to hang out with. Go to the.
He's a great guy.
Poor guy gonna be out there trying to catch Moby Dick. He gonna get a
He's a
motherfucking
he's a
random
great
DM.
guy.
He's gonna be out there with all of Jen's friends and no Jen.
Does he like football? That's the next question.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does because I've seen him
We're-
post about football.
There we go.
Look at I got him a bromance. I got him another girl. I'm a good friend too.
See?
Shit. Moving on to the topic
moving
of this evening. Okay, now that my chair is in flames because I put myself in the hot seat. Okay. Moving on tonight's topic. Thank you, chat, for participating. Are men resorting to social manipulation of women? Tonight's topic is 5 ways men manipulate women socially. We're going to pull up the 5 ways they manipulate women socially, and then we'll discuss. Chat, feel free to come up, cam up or not. You already know if you want to come up behind your avatar. You got to throw some chips into the super chat. Or you could just talk your shit from the chat. I will accept that as well. All right, so let's get into these because we ain't gonna be here all night. Let's get into these 5 ways. The first one is single shaming. Single shaming. Single shaming. We hear that a lot. We hear it parroted a lot when these men, and just whether it's Red Pill, whether it's Manosphere, whether it's MGTOW, whatever, wherever these guys congregate together congregate, that's a double, okay. Wherever these men congregate to talk negatively about women or talk about women in general, we hear this a lot, right? We hear, that's why you can't keep a man, or that's why you're single, right? And the interesting thing is that they say these things without even knowing the relationship status of the woman that they're arguing with. And I find that very, very interesting. It's almost like it's enough to say it. It's almost like calling a woman a bitch, right? You know she's a bitch? No, but it's insulting. So now single shaming is right up there, with bitch. Is like, yeah, that's why you're single. That's why nobody wants you. That's why you can't keep a man. That's why you're not married. So that happens often. And I find it curious because men will do it again without knowing the relationship status of the other woman, whether she's gay, whether she's celibate, whether she's just come out of something or in something or has a man, or they never know. But this happens a lot. What do you think about that, chat and panel? Single shaming.
That's usually the first one.
Yes,
you're
that is
single or divorced or old.
Or
single
childless.
Shaming. Single shaming.
Yeah, the single shaming is something I've experienced a lot during like hiatuses, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they won't know that it's a voluntary hiatus. And so they'll use the fact that I'm single, and I'm like, no, I want to be single right now. Oh no, you can't possibly want to be single
At all. How dare you even say?
No, that's actually why I'm single. Like, I mean, that has always been super weird to me though. Like, I still to this day can't understand, like, fully wrap my head around that. Like, and to me, that what that says to me is that they don't feel complete without a significant other, so they want to project that onto us. That says to me.
Is it because they rely on their worth to be determined by whether or not someone somewhere is saying I love you or holding their hand or something? Is that what it is? Like their self-worth is dependent upon whether or not. You just jump in over everybody's words, Haran. Are you on a delay?
Right.
What's happening?
He used that Wi-Fi I was using yesterday.
Oh, y'all got jokes.
Okay, now what did you say? What was it that you said?
See what happened when you don't agree with them? You know what I mean? They kept the elbow.
Oh my God.
So what did you say, sir?
I was saying that an unchosen woman is often deemed a how should I say, reject.
And a woman who doesn't choose is a boss.
Oh. We're line stepping today. We're line stepping today.
I'd be
today.
I would be
Because my
curious
damn
to
Wi-Fi
know.
and my Wi-Fi ain't did nothing to nobody, but it's okay. Let's go.
I'd really be curious to know that is single shaming something that's projected towards more attractive women than the less attractive women. You know, because I don't think anybody looks at like the two and says, "Oh, why is he choosing to be single?" but if you're 8, 9, or 10 and you're single, then you start saying, "Oh, why you single? What's going? Shouldn't you be with a man?" You know?
Well, I never seen anyone. I never seen anyone, or would see anyone. I think tell Pearly things. That's why you single.
Right.
That's so true. Like everybody overlooks that she's single.
Right.
Never heard anyone say
that. And believe it or not, I
waited for it.
With all that money,
but
she shouldn't be single.
But according to the internet, Jen is not only single but childless. I mean, come on.
Single and child. Damn.
Right.
They just took me back 20, 30 years.
That's why you can't listen to these. You can't listen to these guys with their fucking Bazooka Joe fucking source material where they get their fucking facts.
Oh, I love those little Bazooka Joes. I used to read them all the time. I used to read them. I used to collect them. Yeah, and then there was a time where my mother was like, "What is this drawer full of? What the fuck is this?"
You too? Yeah, I used to.
Yeah. So single shaming. I am. I told you that before. I am. That's why I be caping for the nerds. I'm like, don't say Revenge of the Nerds. It's Revenge of the Rejects.
What's Bazooka Joe? I can't remember.
It's this little square gum. That shit was hard as fuck.
Oh, I do remember that. Okay.
What?
Yep.
And then it had a little
but I was thinking the wacky packages. I used to like the wacky packages. Yeah, I used to collect those. Yeah. They had hard gum too.
Yeah. Yeah, so single shaming, that happens a lot. And again, we're talking about the 5 ways men manipulate women socially, right? They make women feel like, oh my God, am I supposed to be doing this? I'm, lucky for the women. Now, a lot of women are telling the men to fuck off, which is great, right? Power to the girls. So that's one of them. That's a popular one, the single shaming. What's interesting is also, it's looked upon like a lot of things regarding gender issues. Women are looked upon as it's worse for them to be single than a man to be single, because the majority of the time, the men that are saying that are single as well.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. No, I was going to say that I think a majority of people that are saying that are really just interested in that person they're saying it to. So it's a way to initiate conversation and possibly seeing if they're open to a relationship with that person, saying that is the reality of it.
That can be another angle. That can be another angle, my friends.
Let's move on to the next one real quick.
Yes, we are. Oh, this is the mama. This is the mama of the 5, right? And I made it number 2 because I wanted to jump right into, let's get it spicy. But this is the mama of all ways men manipulate women socially. Drum roll. Body count. Our friendly neighborhood body count is another way men manipulate women socially. Women are supposed to keep their legs closed. Men can fuck around. Women cannot. What is your body count? If you have a high body count, then you can't pair bond. What do you guys think about that, chat or pen? Body count. We got a fire, no Saint?
No Saint. We got a fire?
Uh-oh.
Our first fire on the block?
Right. Okay, look like he came to tell us.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Go save a life. Go save a life.
How cool is that?
What's
all right,
so
guys.
funny is right before we cammed up, I actually used this as an example on someone's post that was asking a similar question. That is hilarious that it's on the list, and that was the example I gave. The question was, name a double standard that benefits men. And I said, body count. I said, they get praised by other men, and then women get shamed by men and women. So that's how I looked at
yes.
that. Mm-hmm.
I always thought, like, what's the sense of that? Like body count on either side, like, because first of all, here's the thing: on the female side, it's like, no matter what number she tells you, how can you verify that? Like, are you going to hunt these men down? Like, are you? Like, are you going to be like Liam Neeson? Like, I'll find you. Like, you know what I mean? And number two, like, a lot of guys who claim that they have a lot of bodies, motherfuckers be lying. But again, how can you verify that? Well, sometimes that can't be verified, because I remember one time before I was in high school, a motherfucker was lying on his dick, and it got back to the girl, and she, oh yeah, her brother found him.
So men exaggerate their body count, and women take away from it. I was on a podcast.
Well, here's the thing about this.
I was talking. I didn't.
Go ahead. So sorry.
I was like, fuck everybody tonight.
I'm taking over.
Right. I said I'll be brief, Haran. I don't want to step on your toes. I was on a podcast, and I think you guys heard me say it before, and the body count issue came up, and I was like, I'm a virgin to whoever I sleep with, because I've never slept with them before. That's what it is. There you go. 0 body count. Okay. Whatever. Rationalize it how you see fit. And he was telling me, I said, well, what's your girl's body count? He was like, well, she's only, I was like, how do you know? No, because I was like, and then you know what I said to him? I said, you're such a nice guy. You believed with the number she gave you. But take it from a woman, like, and then women, they have the knack for, if they didn't like sex, they'll cut him off the list. If it was a bad experience, right? If it was a bad experience, they'll cut him off the list, right? It's like, oh, that guy didn't count, or that guy only ate me, or I only blew that guy. That doesn't really count. I was 15, or I was drunk at the time. That doesn't count. That's how women rationalize body count. However, it's like, what happened, Lily?
I've erased the body count as I'm walking out the door before.
Yeah, I know. That's the point I was making. That's the point I was making. Women and men, they count bodies differently. Like, women, if they didn't nut, well, I didn't really have sex. Like, yes, you did. You know what I mean? Like, oh nah, I didn't like them, or I didn't enjoy it, or blah blah blah. Or I didn't feel it. Whatever it is, that in their mind,
I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. If you don't feel my walls.
Yeah, you know what I mean? See what I'm saying? So, but men, for us, it's like, no, sex is, did I penetrate? Did I penetrate this woman? That's sex. Right. If there's 5 women in here and I penetrated them, whether or not I came or she came, we had sex, which is rational. But women are like, I don't know.
Right.
So body counts. It's like,
right, but it's funny because when I responded to him like that, you saw the little gleam in his eye dim, because I said, "How do you know?" And it's something that men are so egotistical, they don't even consider. Like, how do you know? Like Haran said, how do you prove it? How do you know? If she says she's only I don't even have a high body count. I don't know. Well, how do we know?
And then my other one that comes with this, that shows how much you know about a vagina, is when they say, man, she was her pussy was big. They come in different sizes, or just like you did. It's just how it goes. They come in different sizes.
That kills me. I'm like, let me tell you. Listen, men spend the majority of their life trying to get inside a vagina and don't even know how it works. It's crazy. They don't know it comes in different sizes. Inside, the shapes are different. If your cervix is tilted, the pussy inside feels tighter. If it's straight, there's so many things that happen. Yes, childbirth may or may not change a vagina. However, like Lily said, because they are so different. A woman that have 5 kids could be tighter than a woman who's never had, because we're all so different. We're built differently inside. And then there's genetics and things that, you know, I mean, then there's the time of the month, like your whole body changes during that time of the month. So, but men know about this much about the vagina, and you can hear it in their language. What's the thing love men saying? Men love saying, what the fuck is it? I'm gonna dig that back out. Like shit like that. When men talk like that, I want you nowhere near me or my vagina. You don't know what you're doing, sir. There are no erogenous zones in my spine. I know you think so. There are none there. Not one. There's no one erogenous zone in my spine. So when I was ramming it's if you were ramming her, you probably missed every single erogenous zone and the various G spots that are in our bodies.
I feel bad for
what
that
are you
dude,
talking
man.
about?
You done crushed that man's world. That lie was probably the one thing that kept his home together, and you took that away from that man. That man probably went home and be like, yeah, so how long have you and such been friends? Yeah.
Good for him. I did, but I did it on purpose, Haran. I did it on purpose because these are the type of men. These are the same men. And this is something that repulses men. And I love saying this to them because they need a dose of reality, right? Because even the ones that, oh, my wife ain't got a high body count, right? You know, I'm like, okay, let's say her body count was 1 or 2. Right? Let's just say, right? For the sake of pure bonding, let's say it was 1 or 2. Okay. That means that 2 men before you carved their way in and out of that vagina. She swallowed his sperm, had it all over her mouth, all over her face. Okay. The head of his dick was just carving inside, in and out of her. And it wasn't your dick, it was his. And he was painting them walls with sperm. He was just painting them.
Getting it ready for you.
And doing whatever he wanted with her ass, all over and shit. He spit the cum in her mouth and everything. And now she's with you. But it's only been 2. It's only been 2 of the guys that have done that to her. So you guys can pair bond. Do you understand how stupid they say? She's only been with 2 or 3 guys. And all 3 of them did that shit to her. All 3 of them coated her throat. But they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. It's too real. It's too... yes, all 3 of them with her low body count, okay, made way all in them walls. All of them,
Look,
all 3.
We all drive in the car off the used car lot, man. We all
everybody.
We all drive in the car off the used car lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this day and age.
And you know, and it's funny because guys be like, oh, I'll go with somebody younger. Good luck.
Oh, wow.
Because the young women of today, you think you got to worry about a body count from somebody that's 40, 50, or 60. The young women of today that y'all are dying to get with, I'll get with somebody who's 21. Good luck.
That's what I say every time they say that.
I remember a dude on Twitter was saying that shit about these young guys today. He was like, man, they pegging out here. Good luck.
No, dead ass. These young girls, these young girls are predators. They are predators. Like, they are not here for shit.
No, yeah. Yeah, there's a whole different breed of women. So good luck. Or my girl 21. Good luck. All right. So that's just it's so funny. Yeah, so that whole body count thing, they're constantly throwing that at women. Women don't give a fuck, you know. And then the ones that do give a fuck are just gonna lie to you about their count. Because y'all are so dumb. Men are dumb like that. How many you been with? Only 3. Okay, let's pair bond. All right, so that was number 2.
I always tell you guys one thing about women. I was telling young man this. A woman will do 3 things exceptionally well. Tell you what you want to hear. Spend all your goddamn money and waste your motherfucking time. Anyway, go on to the next one, please.
Shots fired, Lily. I don't know. That sounds like shots fired.
Pow pow.
That sounds like a shots.
Let's go to
Yes, what was those three again? Oh no. No. What was those
what
three
happened.
again? What was those
3.
three again?
Tell
Yeah.
you what a woman will do 3 things exceptionally well. Tell you what you want to hear, spend up your goddamn money, and waste your time.
So
Those
men.
things, 3.
So the 3
We ain't
things
talking about
men
men
are gonna
tonight,
do.
y'all.
None of
Baby,
it.
we need to get to the
We're
next
gonna.
one, baby. You
No,
stop.
No, we're here. We
no.
stop. I think we
You
should stay for a minute.
Right?
Vincent,
Yeah.
kick your shoes off. Kick
Right,
your shoes
Lily. You
off.
want to rest your feet? I want to rest my feet.
We
We're here.
got a time cap, sugar.
Here. One. 3 things men are gonna do. 1, fucking lie. Okay. Fucking lie. What was the second one you said? Spend your money, not have money. Okay. So 2 and 3, I agree with you. Waste your motherfucking time.
Anyway, go to the next one.
Okay, so number 3. You press items.
And they trying to get him in trouble. They trying to get him to repeat it.
Meanwhile, they out the back door once the tiki torches come out for me. They be like, yo,
Right.
H, man. Yo, that was good looking out what you did. Drop the call.
Right.
Number 3, comparison. Comparison. What do you think about that one? Comparison.
That's something that men don't realize they do.
Tell it. Shame the devil on tonight, Lily.
Yeah.
Shame the devil.
It falls out so easy that I don't think, and it usually is, the majority of the time, it's not nefarious. It's just a thing that they do, and it's just like, you didn't hear it yourself, did you? You did not. Yeah, no.
Give me an example.
Okay, I mean, I've never had anyone say this, but I would just use this as a random example. God, you're gorgeous. You ever thought about wearing a wig?
It's just a suggestion.
No. Oh, you can so get cut for a suggestion. Lily, I've heard that too, except I've heard it like, I like your hair. You should grow it out.
Mm-hmm.
You like my hair, but I should grow it out.
What if you do look better with your hair down? What if you do? No, what if you do?
What do you mean? What if I do? Hold this. Oh my God, he wants to get hurt tonight.
What if you
What do you mean? What if you do? Listen, what if a man? Okay, but what if a man looks better with $5 million in his bank account? I'm just saying, just putting it out there.
Well,
what if he just looks better with $5 million in his account?
Well, I would say any man would look better with $5 million in his fucking account. So that is a fair point.
But coming for a woman's looks is the equivalent to coming for a man's money.
Yeah.
Coming for his pockets. Like, it hits pretty much the same.
I'm back.
Hi, NoSaint. Everything okay?
Are they alive?
You all right?
Are they alive?
The guy, one of the guys on the truck was like, man, what you gonna do? I said, I'm probably gonna just go to the stove and singe all my hair. And, oh man, it was a backdraft. Oh my God.
Have Lily pluck your eyebrows.
Right.
Yeah, we had, and Haran knows about this. We had a lot of, I don't know if it's due to the heat or what, but a lot of power surging going on today. So I think it triggered some alarms, so that's what that was all about. But I'm
worried about
disappointed I couldn't talk about the second comparison, but okay, we're on the third. So
we could go back real quick if you did. Brother Ish, you could come up if you like.
Yeah,
we could go back real quick. We could rewind real quick because Haran was about to get singed himself.
No.
So he probably needs a little break. Body count. What you got? What you got? What you got?
Listen, I mean, to me, there was one, and you look back in life, there was this poor young teenager, really 13, 14, that got around with some of the young bitten boys in the neighborhood. And, that's the wrong time to be doing that because, of course, that spread like wildfire through school. The nicknames came.
Of course.
But other than that, I mean, I don't know how men can actually use this towards women as if it's something unusual because the more women men can sleep with, the more opportunities they get, they're going to do it anyway. And I don't understand how, I mean, let's face it. It's a the word I'm looking for.
Cultural? It's like
not cultural. When one person's is its favor, like a guy's a stud, a woman's, a slut, basically. If
double standard.
Yeah, double. Such a simple word, and I couldn't think of it. Yeah, it's a huge double standard, but the older you get, the more you realize, like, you should realize that shouldn't be. It's nothing to be weaponized, and there's no such thing as a woman getting worn out. Sometimes when they have babies, things can stretch out for sure, but you can get that taken care of. I mean, but it's not from your little dick. That's your little dick's not stretching it out.
Right. And that's what kills me. And going back to, you missed it, NoSaint, but going back to, I was saying how little information men actually have about vaginas and how they work and whatever. I mean, you can make your vagina tight with Kegels. You could have never had a child and have, a bigger opening than a woman who has had children. Everybody's body is so different. And it cracks me up when one time I heard an argument. I think I told you guys this before. There was an argument between my best friend and her second baby daddy. And they were in a car and I was sitting in the back seat, and he was driving. And he was like, they were going back and forth. And I was like, just the awkward friend in the back. And he was like, yeah, that's why you ain't got no fucking walls. I can't even feel your walls. And I was like, oh, you could drop me off here. Like, I was like, you can see. I was like, I was like, look, you know what? I just thought of this thing tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's here. I'm gonna wait here for it.
Yeah, no, I don't live here, but it's here.
It's here.
Right. So, but things like that, it's like, multiple dicks don't stretch out your vagina. That's not what makes a vagina wide. But it just goes to show like how ignorant men are to something that they chase their entire lives. I would suggest to the men out there listening and watching, study vagina. They are functioning. They are self-cleaning. They stretch. They stretch. They come back. They have children. They don't. Just stop.
I mean, if that were the case, then it would be very hard for a woman of the night to make a living, because it'd be one trick and that would be it for the night, because it'd be stretched out. And the next guy, I don't know, it's kind of ridiculous. And also, like, the guy who's saying that, well, maybe his dick just wasn't big enough to feel the walls. That's the other counter on that.
Very, very true.
It's just
very true.
Ridiculous, but it is used a lot to shame women. The scarlet letter, it's part of the scarlet letter of today. It used to be, that's all it is. It's a continuation of shaming a woman for something a man would do too if he had the opportunity.
Absolutely. And let's be clear, there are some men that are well hung and they will fill anyone's walls, just for the record. Maybe not you, but maybe not you, but these guys are out there for the record. I just want to put that on. I'm sure there was a man who would have felt my girlfriend. I bet felt her walls. I guarantee it. Somebody I could recommend. As a matter of fact.
You remember you just a recommender. You just a good old.
Listen, if I'm not gonna use it, why hoard?
Right. Share the wealth.
A very logical way of looking at it. I learned tonight that get around is white for fast ass. You know what I mean?
A get around?
NoSaint was like, well, she got around, and I'm like, oh, she's a fast. You know what I mean?
I get around.
She's a fast ass. You know what I mean? She's a fast ass girl. We say fast ass.
Right. Don't be out there being fast. No, Vegatron. All vaginas are self-cleaning. Vegatron said these hoes ain't set. All of them are self-cleaning.
The term hoe should be age dependent, because it's like, after a while, it's like, do you really even fucking care if she's a hoe, as long as she's willing to fuck? I mean, once you hit like 45, 50 years old and you're older yourself, are you really like, I hope she ain't a hoe? Like, nigga, be happy you're here tomorrow. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Just enjoy yourself. Now, younger, you know what I mean, it makes sense, you know what I mean, you know what I mean, your 30s, whatever, what have you. But after a while, man, come on, man, we all gonna be in the old folks home, and I want to be locked in there with the hoes. I really do.
And I just think, men have a very, very, very difficult time understanding that people just fuck in general. Forget gender, forget race, forget people just like fucking. They really do just like fucking.
Haran reminded me of a story Erica told me, because when you go through these different classes, you have to go something like in nursing and stuff. You have to go to different places to do your internship, and one of them was a elderly home. and this old couple, they weren't together. I mean, they were in an old folks home basically, and the woman was giving a blowjob to the guy, and they got busted. And all she's yelling as they're it's my turn, it's my turn.
Oh my God.
What you gonna say to that woman? You gonna shame her for her?
She's like, wait up. She's like, God's sakes, it was my turn.
Oh my goodness.
But
enjoy yourself.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so the passing around STDs in their home. So child.
They are. There's been articles on that. Fast approaching. Yeah, grandmas are the fastest ones, gaining STDs because they like. Fuck.
Yeah. Right. So Vegatron is trying to know more about pussy. You got a pussy, Vegatron? Something you want to tell us? Because this is a safe space. But if you do not, let me reiterate: vaginas are self-cleaning, all of them. However, yes, anything could throw off your pH balance. That doesn't mean that vaginas are not self-cleaning. All right? Now, unless you got one, shut the fuck up. Okay. So, welcome, brother.
Does it mean that some got better cleaners than others?
It's just like, is that type of night? Is that type of night?
All right.
Does that mean that some of them have better cleaners than others? Like,
no, they're all no. What throws off your pH balance has nothing to do with the ability. I'm answering you.
So she's laughing, and I'm just asking, man.
Maybe Ish knows because the NOI teaches a lot about
look, man, I was
care of the vagina.
Back in the days, I ran out on one that smelled like it needed a Mexican or two down there. I don't know.
So your that was racist. But okay.
When the Mexicans become vagina cleaners.
Right.
Red spell for that one for sure.
So let me explain for all the guys who've chased pussy their whole life and don't know shit about it. Okay. Again, a vagina alone by itself, untouched by anything or anybody, is self-cleaning. Let's put that on the shelf. So if you're with a woman, okay, her pussy stinks, it smelt funny, it tasted funny, that means that A, she doesn't know how to clean herself, or B, her pussy is still self-cleaning, however, something threw off her pH balance. Do we understand, class? It's still self-cleaning, but either she doesn't know how to wash herself, which is blasphemy, or 2, something threw off her pH balance. Okay, and anything could throw off a pH balance. You stick a finger with your dirty fingernails. All the fellas in the chat and on the panel, look at your fingernails right now. Do you have any type of dirt under your fingernails? If you're feeling freaky and you stick it up her vagina, that can throw off her pH balance. Your dirty fingernails could throw off her pH balance. Her diet could throw off her pH balance. Going to the pool and sitting in a wet bikini bottom could throw off your pH. A lot of things, your foot, a lot of things. However, it's still self-cleaning. Are we clear, class?
Can I add C?
Absolutely.
Letter C. If, like Biggie says, if it smells like sanitation, that's generally signs of an STD or an STI.
Say that again. If it smells like sanitation?
Well, it was a rap reference. That was.
So can you just say that in regular?
Unless it smells like sanitation. What are you saying is unless it smells poorly. So if it smells bad, that could be signs for an STD.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, now that we are clear on the vagina, can we move on? We're here to learn and teach y'all. All right, so
Should have paid attention to chemistry.
right, brother, you got anything on body count, or are we moving on to number 3? Because I just went back because No Saint has something to say about body count. You got anything on body count? We moving on.
I think you all covered it. I mean, we're not going to add anything that,
Okay, so
keep
number
women,
3.
men lie, women divide.
Okay, so number 3, comparison. We were already on that, and Haran was dumbfounded as to how men compare, right? And use comparison to socially manipulate women. Because we are talking about 5 things that men do to manipulate women socially. So things like body count, single shaming, and now comparison. Men do comparisons. Lily made an excellent point. You guys do comparisons without even noticing you do, right? So let's say something innocent, like Haran said, hey, you look better with your hair longer. How women interpret it is, what bitch you been around with long hair, right? That is how women interpret it. You can't change it. That is how women interpret it. Now that you guys have that extra information, don't be dummies. Just use the extra information to your benefit. Okay?
No,
Use
I
it to
said
your
you might
benefit.
look better. You might look better with your hair down. Essentially insinuating that the woman has long hair. But if she wears it up a lot, you know what I mean? Not saying that she looks bad. I'm just saying that, wow, she looks even better when her hair's down.
Right, but
Not
what
saying
Lily and I were talking about was actually hair length, not you look better with
okay.
your hair down. We were talking about literally when, and this is a thorn in the side a lot in the Black community, right? Because Black women have there's that stigma that they can't grow their hair, right? There's only one race and ethnicity of women that get made fun of for having short hair. You bald headed bitch. Who are you talking about? Right? Who are people talking about when they say that? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, there is a stigma attached to it. But going back to the comparison, when women hear that, and it doesn't have to be hair, it can be weight. Like, you look bigger with a big ass if your ass was bigger, right? Or baby, I'm going to feed you. We going to fatten up that ass, right? You think it's a compliment. There's no malice to it, but she's thinking, okay, obviously your type is a bigger ass. And the opposite is true too. When you're like, oh man, you bad. But if you just lost like 10 pounds, right? Women interpret it as, all right, so obviously you're into women that are smaller than me. So again, going back to what Lily said, you guys do comparisons and you don't even know that you're comparing women to other women. Right. So you got to learn to lie like we do. When you're on top of us with that fat fucking belly and we can't see your dick because we can't see past your belly. Right. And we're moaning and groaning and acting like you're the best thing on the planet. Learn to lie a little bit, bitch. We do it.
Jim, you're giving them too much game right now. Giving them too much
y'all,
game right
y'all gonna get it. Y'all gonna have to get in there, man. I done took enough shrapnel and arrows the whole motherfucking night, man. Y'all gonna have to say some shit. I'm not gonna be the only one out here in front of the firing squad.
First of all, these two men, neither one have a 6-pack, so they can't help you.
Listen, Moxie,
no
Moxie,
and to speak improper when we not spoken to.
Moxie, you got to listen to what she said. Don't, when you see my ass, learn to lie a little bit. There you go.
Okay, listen, let's dissect this because this is a great comment, honey. Okay, this is real G right here, right? The avatar is not real G, but I get the joke. Roy Munson says, I usually just tell chicks, hey, let me upgrade your lifestyle because I got the bag. So here's the thing. If you want to be strategic, if you want to change her look, be strategic, fellas. Be like, yo, I'm in the gym. It'd be so fucking dope if my girl was with me in the gym. I got your membership. Don't worry about it. I got you. That's way better than, oh, you're bad, but you will look better if your ass sat up a little bit or if you lost weight or if you were thicker, right? Put your money where your fucking preference is, asshole.
Where your preference is.
Seriously, put your money. If you like long hair, yo, you want to get your hair did? Haran, it's put your money where your preference is. That's all I'm saying. Put your money. Don't just yeah, because she's coming the way she is, right?
Yeah.
So put your money where your preference. I'll get you that $3,000 weave or that $300 weave if you want to see her with longer hair. Well, I'll get you them washing sets every week.
That's it's a little bit. You got to and women do this. Some women do this.
That is not you. He said that's him in the avatar. That's not you.
Even I've noted like I've been with women and they'll look at your last girlfriend and not understand why you're with them. Like, I don't have green eyes, I don't have that color hair, and when you're dating women. And so, yeah, I can absolutely understand, like, if you tell them something and comparing them, that they're going to take it to heart, because it's like, okay, you don't have that, when you're not looking. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy because guys really don't. I don't think we think that way. I don't think we think the same.
I think you guys, I think you're absolutely, you don't. I think you're very, very simple. Someone done gave you head right. She had short hair and now you're stuck on the bitch with the short hair, or it's something you saw. And that is men are very simple, right? They have their look and then it's like, oh, I'm with this new girl. Let me see if I can get her to look like that. Am I wrong, fellas? You can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a guy. I don't know.
I would say this, going back to your earlier point, it made me think of a statement that was made to me once. This girl told me, she said, my mama always said, if he can't pay to get your hair done, he can't labor to sweat it out.
Oh.
I was like, ooh.
Oh. Mm-hmm. I'm not mad at that.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad at that because I've heard in a song, don't get me to lie, maybe you guys will recognize the song, but there was a song where, and it's probably been said a couple times, I'll mess your hair up and give you money to fix it. Like something along those lines. I don't know if it's an R&B song or a hip hop. You remember that, right, Haran? It was one of them young boys R&B songs, but I'm like, yo, that's pimp. That's pimp right there. You know what I mean? Like, put your money where your preference is, or go get that preference if you can. Right? Go get it.
It's. I don't want to keep on bringing it back. It is, but it is odd.
Wait 1 second, no saying. Okay. Wait 1 second. So it's kind of like saying it's kind of like saying you look better in a mink coat, and I show up with a mink coat and put it on you. Is that kind of like what you're saying?
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't tell a woman, that you should wear furs. Furs will look dope on you.
Okay.
What were you saying, NoSaint?
No. I don't know if we can match that. No. I understand what you're saying, Jen. Like, I think it's different though. Say if a woman has long hair and then she goes and gets it cut, and then later on you say, "Hey, I really like you with that long hair." That's different. Mm-hmm. It's just odd though to me, a woman trying to have that insight into what a man's thinking. Like, if he tells you that, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's not into you because when I was young, I had a lady tell me, now she's a little older than me, but I had her telling me like I should work out, and I mean, it was what it was, you know what I mean? I mean, I was like, well, I should probably, but I'm not.
But that's why they say men are from Mars, women are from Venus. It's just saying that we're completely different. But here's the thing: it's not about insight; it's about a feeling, how we feel, right?
Yeah.
And how we interpret. Your boy could tell you, "Damn, but you getting fat, hit the gym." You feel nothing, right? Because you guys don't think that way. But when you tell a woman that, because a woman 9 times out of 10 in a relationship is already very subservient to you and trying to be beautiful for you and trying to, give you everything you need. When you suggest something like that, we get injured by it because it's like, I'm already fucking going all out, you know what I mean, to try to please you and be with you. And you have the nerve to fucking throw something else on my plate. And I'm talking about good women who really care about, you know what I mean, serving a man. I'm not talking about women, because I've seen women that are like, I don't give a fuck, take me as is. I'm not talking about those
with my bonnet.
Exactly. I've seen them. I've seen them where they just like, this is what it is.
Oh, I've seen them too. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. YouTube Press says, wife looking in mirror. I feel old and ugly. You never pay me compliments, husband. Babe, your vision is perfect. He's here all week, folks.
Right, all week.
Right. Get the drums out, Haran. Yeah, so it's really just understanding how our minds work and being mindful, because sometimes men could be Neanderthals. Like it's just being mindful. Like I know, I was in a relationship with 11 years, and I grew my hair out because he kept insisting, like, oh, I want you to grow your hair out, I want you to go whatever. As soon as we broke up, what did I do, Lily?
Chopped it off.
I chopped it. I chopped it off. Right? Because it's like we go out our way to do things for the men that we love. And as soon as I chopped that shit. And I took pictures of me chopping it and I still got the pictures. I'm like, fuck you. Fuck off.
It'd be like that.
Yeah.
But Jen, I would say that's the nature of the woman, in the dynamics, like the nature, when she's around a very masculine male, she becomes very, very feminine. So that aspect of nurturing and compassion and consolation, what the woman brings is he was obviously doing his job, and that's why you grew your hair out to remain the apple of his eye.
Or manipulating me.
Go to the negative.
Let's try to come in with the Billy D shit, like, well, Jen. Around the real man. Well, I guess so.
Well, we'll do that. We'll do that. Both things can be true.
Right.
Yeah, but both things can be true. Oh my God. No, he didn't win that one. Roy wants to say he won that one, Jen. He dumped you, and then in his mind, you looked worse after you chopped him. Except I dumped him. So wah wah wah. Okay, we can move on to number 4, unless someone has tips on comparison. No, we will move on. Number 4, ageism. Now this is a big one, because first of all, I'm 49, honey. Oh, happy about that.
49 and fine.
Okay, 49 and fine. I'll be 50 soon. So aside from anything in its 40s, we're starting to see on social media, okay, the interesting thing is it's also spreading to men. So men, you guys are no longer exempt. Now they're calling men old and dusty. But what's dangerous with this is, because obviously you can't bother me about my age. I've been saying I've never denied my age. I've always said it online when I was 45, 46, 47, whatever. But forget me. This is starting to happen with younger and younger and younger and younger women. Okay. I was on a podcast yet again, and the podcast is where all the filth happens, right? And this girl is like, because I'm 32, and I'm like, I'm old. I'm not like old, but I'm old. I'm like, you're 32, ma'am. Right? So what we're starting to see now is that ageism is getting worse and worse and worse. And remember, Kevin Samuels, Mr. Wormfood now, but he said 35 and over leftover. 35. So what does that do to a society of women? They start thinking they washed up at 35, and the age is getting younger and younger and younger. So what exactly is being normalized here? Right? Which women are being deemed attractive if 35 is too old? If that woman is 32 and she said too old, like how young is it going to go? What do you think about ageism?
Well,
because that's something men use a lot.
Jen, you're being nice, because I've been hearing it in the 20s, like the mid 20s now. A lot.
What?
A lot. Yeah, a lot. And then when, yeah. And even when my cousin was staying here, she's 25, and she was talking about it. And I was just like, No, you ain't even started really getting into the groove of things. That you just moved out your mom's house 2-3 weeks ago. Like, just graduated college. Like, you haven't even really started to get into the groove of life. But they're being convinced of that. It's a very real thing.
Hmm. Interesting. So, um,
Oh, and then somebody said in here about the the breeding or whatever. There was like I guess
what did he say? Oh, he said, we are meant to breed. That's why younger women are more desirable. Well, what about when your dicks go bad? Like erectile dysfunction happens sometimes as early as 30s, 40s. Then are you no longer desirable? Your balls start hanging really low, right? And things are hitting the insides of your thigh when you walk. Like, are you undesirable? You're receding hairlines. Like the list goes on and on. So I call cap on that. Some
and
people.
before we I'm sorry.
Wait, Trolling on the Block says the GOAT Kevin Samuels said at 27 the coochie is at 70% off, 30 is 50% off. So these things like this quote here, if that is a real Kevin Samuels quote, I don't fucking know. But even if it is real, let's just say it's real.
Can you bring that back up for a second?
Which one? This one?
Yeah,
this one?
I'm trying. So Kevin Samuels said at 27 the coochie is at 70% off. I don't think his math is that good because then he says at 30 it's 50% off, so it went up. At 30 you're actually getting less off than you are at 27. I think he meant to say 27 is 30% off and 30 is 50%.
Sound about right to me. Because it get better as we get older. But
well, I wouldn't say Kevin Samuels Minions are the brightest crayons in the box.
No. Somebody said 35 is
some of that new
somebody said 35 is borderline washed and too late to start a fam. I say we take care of the fams that's already out here that's not being taken care of before we worry about new ones.
I will say this though. I mean, if you're gonna look for younger women, you know what I mean, and you're a man of a particular age, you should be doing a lot of cardio. Should also be making sure that you're not coming to the table like 50 fucking blue pills. I mean, if you're going to be dealing with a younger woman, she's going to be younger and she's going to have expectations. So if you're willing to perform physically like a younger man, then you have to take those into consideration because there's plenty of younger girls running around here talking about the old motherfucker that they with ain't got but 2 pumps in them. You know what I mean? So you want to be fodder and you want to be a low-key sugar daddy, that's up to you.
This kills me too. He's like, it's physically possible for men to have kids at 70, not women. But then Kitten and Caskets comes back with, because we all want maggot sperm to breed our children. Who the fuck wants to breed with a 70-year-old man? Who would want that? He's going to be dead in a couple years.
I don't know, but Robert De Niro's chasing a 2-year-old around right now.
Is it his kid? Like, why would you want to be 70 and have a kid? Is it his kid?
Yes.
How do we know? How do we know?
I mean, you'd have to find out through DNA, I suppose.
Like, how do we know?
But there is a streak. Hold on, there's a streak of older men that were in Hollywood that did that. I think it's horrible because then you're leaving your kid at 6 years old without his dad. Because I mean, how long is it going to be? How can you have kids at 70?
I mean, seriously, man. I'm like, why would you at a certain age want to have children? Like Robert, like 70 years old, and you release yourself in that, and your sperm are like, come on, boys.
He's older than that, though. I think he's like 78 or 79. It's something crazy.
Yeah, Mr. Justin, we know that a man can have children into old age, but he will be dead. He won't be able to see that child graduate. Highly unlikely.
And the only reason that you don't feel bad for like Robert De Niro's kids is because he's got a legacy that's going to cover all that.
Okay, assume that you're 60 years old and you're a man and you have a kid. Okay, in order to see this kid at least have somewhat of a life, you would have to be around for 40 years, for 40 fucking years. So when they go through everything and they have their own kid, you have to be around for 40 fucking years. The fact that you're 60, you already beat like a whole bunch of things statistically. You should have been dead 10 years ago. So if you're 60, you think you're gonna live to be 100. Your fucking diet and and how you take care of yourself better be exponential.
Listen, when I found out my dad was expecting another child and I was already 25, I was like, dude, what are you doing? Who does this?
I mean, when you find out that someone who's 50 years old and it isn't independently wealthy has a child, and you're amongst your fellas, what happens? You end up laughing like, you're like, shit, I feel bad for you, man. How's that
Yeah. So let me bring this forth for a minute. With the whole ageism thing, right? I think men think because women can't biologically, or it's not even safe to have a child in her 40s or 50s. I think because men can still impregnate at 70 and 80. I think that they think that means that they're attractive, more attractive than a woman who can't have a child. If you are 70 or 80, sir, you are not as attractive as you think you are. Men in their 70s and 80s also look like shit in comparison to a woman who's 45 and looks good. She can still outfuck you and outlive you. The only thing you can do is produce a child, but your receding hairline is probably fucked up. You're wrinkled up. You got hair growing out of places you didn't know hair could grow out of, okay? You're probably not in shape. Men in their 70s and 80s, if they don't take care of themselves, are very, very unattractive. And you will not be impregnating anything that isn't crazy unless you are rich. Do you understand that? At 70 and 80, you are no longer attractive. A woman that is 45 and can't bear children has a better chance at a better life in getting laid than you at 70 with your active sperm. But I think men, they throw that around a lot. Well, at 70, we could still impregnate. What do you look like at 70? And why would a woman want a 70-year-old baby daddy? Why?
Yeah, just because you don't need.
Denzel Washington is 68. Now,
like why? Unless you have money. So that shit that they always talking, we can impregnate in 70. Who the fuck wants to get impregnated by a 70-year-old man who isn't wealthy? Who's just 70, who's just old, wrinkled up balls. Who? But they use that as like, yeah, see, we could still have kids at 70. And you won't be alive to watch the kid graduate, or you'll be wheeled in, okay? And they will have to make accommodations for you in the audience. I don't understand this back and forth with age. Yes, women shouldn't have children in their 40s and 50s, and you still can have children in your 70s, 80s, but you probably look, walk, and talk like shit. So it's not like you can have children in your 70s and you're hot and you're fine. You probably look like shit. Bad knees, bad back. Can't remember where you put your keys and your glasses. You are not attractive at 70 and 80, sir. Just because you can still breed. You are not attractive. I don't understand. I don't understand the confusion.
If you're at that age and you're not taking care of yourself, I mean, I don't know where the win is. You know what I mean? And also at 70 years old, by the time the kid is 10 years old, you're literally like hanging on a fucking string. You're like 80 fucking years old. What the fuck is that? Like, but you know what I mean? Whatever. Me personally, I wouldn't do that. Look, I wouldn't have a kid now. You know what I mean? I'm in my fucking 40s. I'm okay. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm done. I'm not having another.
Your clip? You had a vasectomy?
No. That's not so crazy. Nothing's going down there. Nothing ever.
Why wouldn't you have a vasectomy? I don't understand men not getting vasectomy.
No sharp object is going near my fucking penis. You know what I mean? I'd rather pull out or if things happen, things happen. It's just, you know what I mean? I'm just not doing that. But anyway, you know what I mean? The point here is that I would not, I'm not trying to start all over again. And I'm not trying to have another woman in my goddamn pockets. That's another thing. I did it once. I'm not trying to have another woman in my pockets. I'm good.
I'm sure it's painful. I don't know why y'all do it. Y'all just be fucking with abandon. Oh, cut the violin, sir. Cut the fucking violin. None of that matters. The point for men to have kids is to continue our legacy and extend our lineage with no fucking wealth. You just want motherfuckers running around with your last name. What lineage, sir? What legacy, sir? Most of you have regular fucking jobs and retire. And then someone puts you in a box and throws you in the ground. What legacy and lineage? For what? Why is your legacy continuing? What are you leaving to these children? What do you leave? I don't understand this. What legacy and lineage?
Burdens. They're leaving burdens.
At 70 years old, you'll have a stroke and your child will be taking care of you and you'll have no contribution in the child's life at all.
Burdens.
No, it absolutely matters what you look like when you have your children. It absolutely matters. It absolutely matters because women will not want you at any age. Okay. So I could have a kid at 70. A 25-year-old woman will not want you unless you have money, unless you are providing. Okay. Unless you are giving her a lifestyle. It's not a bunch of 70-year-old men running around with 21-year-old girlfriends. It's not happening. Let it go. Let it go. But this cracks me up, the whole lineage and legacy. What are you leaving them?
All y'all think y'all JP Rockefeller. I swear to fucking God.
Nah.
You know
I heard Leonardo DiCaprio. I saw him thrown in the chat. Somebody threw in Leonardo. You're not Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's got like 17 nannies and maids and shit. Like
right.
You motherfuckers ain't even Leonardo from the Turtles. Like your motherfuckers ain't got no bread. You motherfuckers ain't even got no
living
bread.
in a sewer.
Exactly.
Right.
You ain't got no
Hey, I've had worse boyfriends, Justin. I've had worse.
Your best friend's a rat.
Exactly.
And let me tell you something for the record. Women, after they done raised a couple, it could just be one or two or three. After women done raised a couple kids, they don't give a fuck about kids in their 40s or having children.
Mm-hmm.
So again, the ageism, this thing that you try to put on women, trust and believe. Okay, women will jump off a bridge at the idea of having children in their 40s if they raise some already.
I think that the shame of this that we're seeing now, the ageism, and I think obviously it's being spread on YouTube and social media because this is something that we didn't have necessarily in mainstream in the United States, but in other countries, it was big. Like, I'm going from the experience of in Latin America where age is a big deal. And like, I would sit there and have to tell Erica, like, you're not that old, because she felt like once you hit us, and I think that the pressure from families, like you got to get married, you got to have kids before you're too old, plays psychological games on the minds of these women coming out of there. And like, I'm talking about like mid-30s, she was complaining about, I'm old now. I'm like, what? But now you're seeing it being spread. Now you're seeing it being spread through social media to the younger generations, which is really bad.
Well, that's why I say manipulation. Mr. Justin, welcome. What say you?
What's going on? I think your point there about the Latin America point, it's a cultural thing, and it's been going in older cultures for a long time. I mean, I remember when I was living in Italy, Florence is a very traditional city, very traditional city. And when I was there, I don't know how things are now, but like when I was there, you didn't see young women out past 8 p.m. You didn't see it. And if you did, it was a certain kind of girl. And it was few and far between. Most girls were at home with their family unless they're married. That's when they leave home. And that was it. And it's usually done quite young. So it was an interesting scene, like going out at night. It was very interesting. The women that I did meet weren't Florentine women. They were women traveling from other areas, or they were from like the other side of the tracks, or the other side of the Arno.
You didn't see women leaving to go get mail without being dressed to the nines in Italy, and that's common with, and that's kind of like Romania, all these Latino. That's what we call Latino countries. People tend to think Latino just means South America, but it doesn't. It means Italy, Spain, Romania. They're all Latin-based countries. France is a different culture, and that chauvinistic age woman is ingrained in that culture, but now we're seeing it online.
Another thought that I had about the, I guess what you guys were talking about earlier.
Hold on a minute, because hold on, Mr. Lily, you're gonna leave now. You want to do the last one, or you got to cut now?
We can do the last one. Yeah,
okay.
We can do the last one. Yep.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Justin. We'll go. We'll go into the last one.
The shaming tactics is a mixing of like a mixing of topics almost, right? So it'll be guys who can't get women, right? Remember I talked about the sour grape story, right? They can't get the grapes and like, they're probably sour anyways. And then they'll use the science that's there about, women just naturally, like, you lose your eggs as you age and you can't have babies after a certain point, and it's not healthy to have babies after a certain point. They'll use that to then bolster their points, and they're not related, right?
Oh, that's a good point.
They're not related topics, right? So they'll bring that in as like extra ammo, and because it's real science, it tends to like allow their first point to hit a little harder. But when you look at it like objectively, they're not related. Like the whole dating scene and acceptance, rejection, ageism, and all that stuff isn't really related to one's ability to get pregnant or one's ability to impregnate. It doesn't matter. Because like to your point, it's to your point on the other side, just because a guy can get a woman pregnant doesn't mean he's viable for dating. It doesn't mean he's desirable. Right. So it's mixing of terms that really don't make sense, and they really shouldn't be.
I love that, because it's like, okay, I'm 49. No more babies for me, right? But then when you look at desire, you look at let's say a Pearly Things and a me, them dudes would choose me every time if we're just dealing with desire. They're gonna choose me over her. So that's a great point. So let's get into the last one so we can close out. Number 5, a way men manipulate women socially, religion. They use religion. And we hear that surprisingly. I never thought that red pill would be mixed with religion, but the red pill uses religion a lot, which is weird because of the way those guys act, walk, and talk. A lot of them are meatheads. A lot of them act like Neanderthals, but some way, somehow, they shove religion in there to another way to manipulate women. And going back to the ageism, there's a lot of guys in those circles who dye their beards often, but they're always age shaming, which is interesting. It's that to me is interesting, because you would think someone that according to them, it's not bad for them to age, it's bad for women to age. They do like some beard dye, but I digress. Number 5, religion.
Listen, I dye my beard, but I do that at my own safety because my girl has a Santa kink, and I gotta. It's way too strong, and I gotta keep her at bay, so I gotta dye my beard.
Santa is kind of hot.
Well, listen, I don't care if you dye your beard, as long as you're not shaming women about their age.
Oh, hell no.
Jen,
my girl's 42 years old.
One of the barks is the one that's hit.
Okay, so look, religion. I see that a lot in these circles. Religion. Men use religion to manipulate women. Well, and the Bible says women are supposed to X, Y, and Z.
They use religion in the Bible for whatever points they want to prove that has nothing to do with them. They just selectively use it, and that's just across the board. So that one I have to roll my eyes to. Just when it comes, whenever they pull that book out for anything, I'm like, before you start using it as a weapon, you need to use it as a tool in your life and leave everyone else out of it. So
that's a very good point, because that's what happens is a lot of times individuals will utilize it because they don't have the skill set to inspire the dynamics that you want to get from a woman. So then it's like, well, God said, not me, not your man, but God said you should be doing A, B, and C. So I mean, I get that. I see where that would come from. Absolutely.
Well, it's not Jen's kryptonite, obviously, since she doesn't really believe it. It's not going to work on her.
Yeah, wrong girl.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think some are way more negative than others, but all different beliefs and all different sects have some form of manipulation when it comes to women in the Bible. I never forget. I think we all know the people that couldn't wear pants to school. I don't know if that's Baptist. I can't remember who that is. Where the girl, like the church is like, women can't.
Pentecostal, yeah, I remember they wear
Men
them
can't
long
wear
skirts.
pants. Yeah, women can't wear pants or makeup. And in the church I went to, the women couldn't wear makeup. Yeah,
you can't mix fabrics either or eat shellfish.
Well, that there's some. Yeah, well, no, that's the one I grew up in. You couldn't eat shellfish or pork, or things like that. But certainly, but yeah, they forgot the fabric thing. They didn't really go into that.
Yeah, but I see that a lot in those spaces. And again, I laugh because these guys are the last ones you would ever think are religious. Like they just the way they move and walk. It's like you believe in God. Like it's weird. Like you believe really? You got religion?
Now you
Okay.
believe in God? Like when did this happen?
Well, here it is. It's a classic logical fallacy that's used. It's called the argument by authority, or the argument from authority, or the appeal to authority. Right.
Right.
In Latin, it's argumentum ad verecundium, which translates to argument against shame. And it's when the opinion of a non-expert on a topic is used as evidence to support an argument, or when the authority is used to say that a claim is true, as authorities can be wrong. So it's like, person A claims that X is true. Person A is an expert, therefore X should be believed.
Right.
Right. And that's only valid if the authority is an expert when all sides of a discussion agree on the reliability of the authority in the given context. So that everybody has to agree that the Bible is true. And therefore what is said in the Bible is about women is therefore true as well. Okay. And we all know the Bible has been contended since it was written. Okay, maybe not since it's written, but it's been contended for a very long time. And there's shit tons of holes in it. Tons. Okay. So therefore it's appealing to the authority. And so these guys say, well, this thing has this authority here, and I follow this, and it says this about women. Therefore, when I say it, that what I'm saying is valid. And it's just it's weak. It's a weak argument. That's why it's a fallacy.
Let's the word speak.
Yeah. Right. Well, what does God say about how you women are supposed to submit to me?
It's kind of hard to question God, right? Well, let's talk to God. Well,
like I don't know. It's pretty easy in my book, but
no, I mean it's hard.
Mine
you know
too,
what I mean?
mine
It's kind of hard to literally question God, like as an authority.
Yes, it is. Yeah, you're not going to get an answer back.
So, what do you think, God?
Yeah, right,
and I've seen a lot of women in those spaces who are with those men, and they follow suit. They like, well, I am because God, and I whatever He wants.
Hey, if you've got a family and you've got a marriage that is based in all that, and everything's clicking together and everybody's happy, cool. But that's totally different than coming from the outside, dealing with women that aren't even in front of you. Like, as in like your woman, right?
Right.
And then taking that stuff and pushing it on them, saying, you shouldn't do this, you should do that. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, well, you would have to obliterate the entire male species on YouTube, because without that, they wouldn't have content. So we will close on that point. Black Lexicon. Jen, when are you going to do another late one? You're starving me. I don't know. Stay tuned to my community section. That is where I always post what we're going to do next. Thank you so much, Mr. Justin, for coming up late. You still dropped heavy jewels in those few minutes. So we appreciate you. Thank you, brothers, for coming up. I don't know what this dark music video shit is you're doing. Don't do it again. NoSaint thing.
Blackness. It's like
okay.
NoSaint. Thank you for running to work and running back to us.
Not a problem.
We got to cut out. Lily got a early morning, but I wanted her to hit number 5. Aran, I'm watching you, buddy. I'm 2 minutes off you, bruh. 2 minutes. All right. So, all right, guys. True. Hit that like and subscribe. Love you all. Chat, thank you for holding me down today. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for being here. Be back tomorrow. We'll have some more spicy shit for you.
No doubt. I'm about to start streaming in about 10 minutes. We're going to be going over orgasm control.
Oh,
Holy shit.
Damn, I wish I didn't have to go to bed
What
so
do I
early.
what do I got to do tonight?
Right. I wish I didn't have to go to bed so early.
Mr. Justin, these people
Catch it on
still want
replay.
content. Please let them know where to find you. You're going to do that right now? You're going to do that now?
In 10 minutes. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
My channel. Yep.
What's your channel on YouTube?
Well, yeah. It's the Dominance Academy, or you can find it there, or search for Mr. Justin. But yeah, I believe it's the Dominance Academy. I don't even know my own damn channel.
Okay, the Dominance Academy in 10 minutes. He is going to discuss orgasm control.
Orgasm control. Yep.
Okay, so head on over there, guys, because I know y'all wanted some more content, but we got to run. But sounds like a good stream to me. Head on over to Mr. Justin. And we will see you guys here mañana.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Ciao.
Bye. Hit that like and subscribe for Mama, and we will see you here tomorrow. Be good. And if you can't be good, be careful. Good night, guys.